Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yueqian Wang and I'm from Wuhou Senior High School. Today, I want to talk about learning how to stay alone. Okay, pay attention. Stay alone doesn't mean being lonely. They're totally different. Generally, when it comes to stay alone, what do you think about? Lonely? Abandoned? Depressed, right? But I don't agree with all of these descriptions. I prefer to connect stay alone with being independent, strong, capable. People usually consider stay alone as a terrible condition as everybody wants to be the one with a good many friends. And also, there's nowhere for me to escape. I used to be quite afraid of being alone. Rather than stay in my seat and do nothing, I prefer to go out and do some exercise with friends. And during that time, wherever I went, I would bring someone with me. And believe it or not, I even couldn't take a step without friends, as if I couldn't live without them. However, this horrible situation was changed. For once I saw a saying says, beasts are alone, owning cattle and sheep are in crowds. When seeing this, I suddenly realized that stay alone doesn't exactly mean being lonely. It is also a symbol of power and independence. But unfortunately, apart from me, a large number of my fellows are still afraid of being alone. A research made by BBC with 55,000 participants from 3 colleges and a medical museum shows that youngsters will feel lonelier than elders do. People aged from 16 to 24 are much easier to feel lonely compared with the people aged over 16. And people stay alone will have less sense of loneliness inside. When I read the last part of the research, I was so excited. Why? Because it proves my view, that is, stay alone is a good choice and we can benefit a lot from it. Now, I will share some of the benefits of stay alone with you. First, it may drive the exhaustion away when we are tired of work or study. At the same time, the working efficiency will be improved. It's really a win-win means for us. Second, when we are we all know time is equal to everyone and it will never come back if it goes by. So we people grow older and older. However, stay alone can prevent us from Stay alone can give us more time to think. So in other words, stay alone can prevent us from the Alzheimer's disease, though this point seems not so crucial. Fourth, when we are worried about something, stay alone can calm our worries and calm our anxiety down. So sometimes what bothers me most is how to cope with the relationship with others, especially friends and classmates. But if I choose to stay alone for a while, I will have a bit more time to observe others, knowing others better, and making myself learn how to be a good friend. Second, stay alone does good to enhancing our creativity, and we could think more than we usually do. So, from all the advantage I have said, we all know that people who have proper time to stay alone will usually keep their own world and space to do whatever they like, with no interruption, with no disturbance, just in their own world to study, to think, just like what I often do now. As for me, I really enjoy the time I spend alone. I can do whatever I like talking to myself, being in a deep thought, thinking of the old times. It's my real world. No one can come interrupt. I really love this kind of feeling, and I don't feel lonely at that time, never. If one day you could do like what I said, you will understand what I'm talking about. Finally, I want to emphasize again that staying alone doesn't mean being lonely. They're totally different. Stay alone is positive, while being lonely isn't. So stay alone is beneficial to us. We can enable us to improve the social communication. But meanwhile, I should say it again that we should control the time we spend alone. If we spend too much time alone, which will become another story, we may get a negative mode, which we often call loneliness. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. We should manage our stay alone time in a reasonable way. So that's all I want to say, and I sincerely hope that after seeing my speech, you could be more optimistic when you stay alone. Thank you. Have a nice day.